Did you know that simply dyeing your grey hair could be taking more than a decade off your life? The choice you make every month at your bathroom sink might be silently destroying your health without you having any idea. What if I told you that embracing your natural white hair isn't just a cosmetic choice? It's a life-extending decision backed by shocking scientific research. In this video, you'll discover the stunning evidence connecting hair dye to premature death and learn exactly what you can do to add up to 12 years to your life expectancy today. I want you to meet Margaret, a 68-year-old retired schoolteacher from Minneapolis. For over 30 years, Margaret religiously dyed her hair every 3 weeks, determined to maintain her chestnut brown color at all costs. "I was terrified of looking old," she told me. "I thought the dye was just keeping me youthful." But 3 years ago, Margaret began experiencing a cascade of mysterious health problems: chronic fatigue, unexplained rashes, digestive issues, and memory lapses that no doctor could properly diagnose. Test after test came back inconclusive. Then, after watching a documentary about chemical sensitivities, Margaret made a decision that would change everything. She stopped dyeing her hair. "The transformation was nothing short of miraculous," she says. Within just 4 months of letting her natural silver hair grow in, Margaret's energy levels rebounded, her skin cleared up, and her digestive problems vanished. Her doctor was stunned by the improvements in her blood work. "It was like my body had been fighting a war for decades and finally got to rest," Margaret explained. Her story isn't unique, and it's why I need to share this critical information with you today. 1. The hidden chemical dangers in hair dye products. The average hair dye contains over 5,000 different chemicals, including known carcinogens that your scalp absorbs directly into your bloodstream with each application. Did you realize that every time you color your hair, you're essentially giving these toxins a direct pathway to your vital organs? Dermatologists at Harvard Medical School have identified p-phenylenediamine, PPD, and resorcinol as particularly dangerous compounds found in most commercial hair dyes. Dr. Elizabeth Warner, lead researcher in chemical dermatology, warns, "These substances don't just sit on your hair, they penetrate your scalp's barrier and enter your systemic circulation, where they can accumulate in tissues over time." Take the case of Howard, a 71-year-old former accountant from Portland. After coloring his hair black for 25 years to maintain his youthful appearance in a competitive workplace, Howard developed unexplained kidney problems. "My nephrologist was puzzled by the declining function tests," Howard recalls. "It wasn't until a toxicology screen showed elevated levels of PPD metabolites that we made the connection to my hair dye routine." Within 8 months of stopping the dye, Howard's kidney function improved by 64%, and he was able to avoid dialysis that had seemed inevitable. Here's what you need to do immediately. Check your current hair dye product for these danger chemicals: PPD, resorcinol, ammonia, hydrogen peroxide, lead acetate, and DMDM hydantoin. If you see any of these listed, dispose of the product today. For those still wanting color without the toxicity, switch to plant-based alternatives like henna, indigo, or the newer certified organic dyes that are PPD-free. But remember, even these natural options aren't risk-free. The safest choice by far is to embrace your natural white hair, which brings us to our next critical point. Are you really willing to sacrifice years of your life just to hide your grey roots? Is that monthly salon appointment worth more than seeing your grandchildren grow up? 2. The direct link between hair dye and systemic inflammation. Every time you dye your hair, your body triggers an inflammatory response that can last for weeks, silently damaging your vital organs and accelerating the aging process at a cellular level. Did you know this internal inflammation continues long after the initial scalp irritation has subsided? Research from Johns Hopkins University Medical Center shows chronic inflammation is directly linked to heart disease, Alzheimer's, and premature aging. Dr. James Harrison, immunologist and lead author of the groundbreaking study Chemical Exposures and Inflammatory Markers in Aging, states, "Our research found individuals who regularly use permanent hair dyes show inflammatory markers 240% higher than those who don't, with the effect persisting for up to 21 days after each application." Consider the experience of Dolores, a 65-year-old grandmother from Austin who had been coloring her graying blonde hair every 4 weeks for decades. "I started noticing joint pain that would mysteriously flare up after my coloring appointments," she explains. After participating in Dr. Harrison's study, Dolores was shocked to learn her C-reactive protein levels, a key inflammation marker, were nearly 3 times the normal range. "When I stopped dyeing my hair, not only did the joint pain improve within months, but my seasonal allergies that had plagued me for years became noticeably less severe." Here's your immediate action plan. Start an anti-inflammatory protocol today to combat the damage that may already exist in your body. Include turmeric with black pepper, enhances absorption, omega-3 fatty acids from wild-caught fish or supplements, and antioxidant-rich berries in your daily diet. Dr. Harrison specifically recommends 1,000 milligrams of curcumin daily for former dye users to help neutralize existing inflammatory damage. Most importantly, stop adding to the inflammatory burden by ceasing all chemical hair dye use immediately. Your body is already fighting enough battles, don't make it fight this unnecessary one too. Have you noticed unexplained aches, pains, or health issues that medical tests can't seem to identify? Could your hair dye be the hidden culprit your doctors have overlooked? 3. Hair dye and hormonal disruption. The aging accelerator. The chemicals in hair dye act as powerful endocrine disruptors, throwing your hormones into chaos and accelerating the aging process by up to 30%. Did you realize that the same chemicals touching your scalp are meddling with the delicate hormone balance that regulates virtually every function in your aging body? Endocrinologists from Mayo Clinic warn that these disruptions impact everything from metabolism to cognitive function. Dr. Samantha Reynolds, specialist in geriatric endocrinology, explains, several common hair dye compounds, particularly parabens and phthalates, mimic hormones in the body, confusing our endocrine system and creating imbalances that can dramatically accelerate aging. Her recently published research shows dye users experience significantly earlier onset of age-related hormone deficiencies compared to non-dyers. Beverly, a 70-year-old retired nurse from Chicago, experienced this firsthand. After coloring her hair dark auburn every 3 weeks for over 25 years, she began experiencing severe menopausal symptoms despite being well past that phase of life. "I had terrible night sweats, mood changes, and cognitive fog that seemed to come out of nowhere," Beverly recalls. "When my endocrinologist tested my hormone levels, she was shocked at how disrupted they were for someone my age. 3 months after Beverly stopped dyeing her hair, her hormone levels began normalizing and her symptoms diminished dramatically without medication." Start your hormone rescue protocol today with these immediate steps. First, eliminate all scented personal care products that may contain additional endocrine disruptors like phthalates. Second, support your liver's detoxification pathways by drinking a glass of warm water with lemon each morning and adding cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cabbage to your daily meals. Third, consider speaking with your doctor about Dutch testing, dried urine test for comprehensive hormones, to get a complete picture of your hormone status and potential disruptions from past chemical exposures. Don't wait until your hormonal health deteriorates further. These imbalances affect everything from your bone density to your brain function. Have you noticed changes in your energy, mood, or cognitive clarity that doctors dismiss as just aging? What if these symptoms are actually from years of hormone disruption caused by those harmless hair coloring sessions? 4. The psychological benefits of embracing natural white hair. People who embrace their natural white hair experience a 72% reduction in stress hormones compared to those constantly worried about their roots showing or scheduling their next coloring appointment. Is the psychological burden of maintaining an artificial appearance actually taking years off your life? Psychological studies from Stanford University demonstrate the profound link between self-acceptance and longevity. Dr. Michael Chen, psychologist specializing in aging and identity, notes, "Our research shows individuals who accept and embrace their aging appearance maintain lower cortisol levels and experience significantly better cardiovascular outcomes than those fighting natural aging processes like graying hair. This stress reduction alone could add years to your life." Take the remarkable case of Patricia, a 74-year-old former marketing executive from Seattle. Patricia maintained her brunette color religiously for decades, scheduling her life around touch-ups and living in constant fear of being discovered with gray roots. "I was prisoners to my hair dye schedule," she admits. "The stress of maintaining the appearance was constant." When health concerns finally forced her to stop coloring, Patricia was initially terrified, but then experienced an unexpected liberation. "My blood pressure dropped 15 points within 2 months of embracing my white hair. My doctor was astonished when I came in for my checkup." The regular measurements taken as part of her hypertension monitoring provided clear evidence of the physical benefits of her psychological unburdening. Here's your psychological freedom plan starting today. First, create a photo album of beautiful, confident, white-haired role models, celebrities, friends, or family members who inspire you. When you feel uncertain about your transition, look at these images for reassurance. Second, practice this daily affirmation while looking in the mirror. "My white hair represents wisdom, not aging. It is my crown of experience and authenticity." Third, join one of the many online communities dedicated to celebrating natural white hair. The support and positive reinforcement will ease your transition tremendously. Remember, the stress of hiding your true self is aging you far faster than your natural hair color ever could. When was the last time you felt truly authentic and free from the burden of maintaining appearances? Isn't it exhausting to constantly fight against nature instead of embracing the distinguished look you've earned? 5. White hair as a natural protective mechanism. Your body starts producing white hair for a critical biological reason. It's not just cosmetic, but a protective response your body desperately needs as you age. Are you interfering with one of your body's most important defense mechanisms? Cellular biologists have discovered that the process of hair whitening releases compounds that protect brain cells from deterioration. Dr. Jonathan Miller, neurobiologist at Northwestern University's Aging Research Center, explains, "The same process that leads to decreased melanin in hair follicles causes the release of protective factors that appear to have neuroprotective benefits." Our studies indicate these compounds may help safeguard against cognitive decline. Consider what happened to Gregory, a 78-year-old retired professor from Boston. After dyeing his hair for 40 years, Gregory stopped when he began experiencing early signs of cognitive decline. "My neurologist suggested I eliminate all unnecessary chemical exposures," he recalls. "Stopping hair dye was part of that plan." 6 months later, Gregory's cognitive assessments showed measurable improvements. While his doctor attributes this to multiple factors, they noted the timing coincided with allowing his natural white hair to grow in. "Whatever the cause, I'll take the improved memory and keep my white hair," Gregory says with a smile. Start maximizing your body's natural protective mechanisms with these steps. First, if you're still dyeing your hair, create a transition plan to stop. Consider a shorter haircut to speed the process if you're concerned about the awkward growing out phase. Second, support your body's natural neuroprotective processes by adding these brain-healthy foods to your diet immediately. Blueberries, fatty fish, turmeric, pumpkin seeds, and dark leafy greens. Third, reduce other chemical exposures that may interfere with these protective mechanisms by switching to natural cleaning products and organic foods when possible. Your white hair isn't something to hide. It's a sign your body is working to protect you. Did you know that by dyeing your white hair, you might actually be interfering with your body's natural defense against brain aging? Isn't preserving your cognitive health worth more than hiding your gray? 6. The real experiences of those who made the switch. Within just 90 days of stopping hair dye use, blood tests show remarkable improvements in liver function, immune response, and hormonal balance. Would you like to experience these same transformative health benefits? A longitudinal study published in the Journal of Aging documented these dramatic health reversals. Dr. Elizabeth Foster, who led the research, reports, "We were stunned by how quickly biomarkers improved after test subjects ceased using chemical hair dyes. Even participants who had been coloring their hair for decades showed significant improvements in multiple health parameters within a single season." Let me tell you about Walter, a 69-year-old retired sales manager from Denver. After coloring his hair for 30 years to maintain his competitive edge, Walter developed persistent liver problems that baffled his doctors. "My liver enzymes were consistently elevated despite having no history of alcohol abuse or hepatitis," he explains. Walter's hepatologist finally suggested eliminating all non-essential chemical exposures, including hair dye. "I was skeptical, but desperate," Walter admits. 3 months after his last dye job, Walter's liver function tests normalized for the first time in years. "My doctor was amazed. She now uses my case as an example with other patients." Then there's Eleanor, 75, who suffered from recurring skin rashes and unexplained fatigue for years. After stopping her monthly highlighting appointments, Eleanor saw her skin clear up within weeks and her energy levels surge. "I feel better at 75 with white hair than I did at 65 trying to look younger," she says. "Here's your 90-day transformation plan. First, mark today on your calendar as day 1 of your health restoration journey and take a before photo. Second, create a weekly health journal to track improvements as they emerge. Note energy levels, skin appearance, digestive function, sleep quality, and mood. Third, support your body's detoxification with plenty of filtered water, at least 64 ounces daily, and consider a gentle liver-supporting herb like milk thistle. Consult your doctor first. Within 90 days, you're likely to notice changes that will make you wonder why you ever thought the temporary cosmetic benefit was worth the health cost. How amazing would it feel to have your doctor ask what you've been doing differently because your test results have improved so dramatically? Wouldn't you love to say it was as simple as embracing your natural hair color? 7. White hair and social perception, the surprising truth. Contrary to popular belief, studies show people with natural white hair are perceived as 38% more trustworthy, 42% more distinguished, and 27% more attractive than those with obviously dyed hair. Are you sabotaging your social image by trying too hard to look younger? Social psychology researchers at Columbia University documented these perception shifts across all age groups. Dr. Rebecca Williams, who specializes in aging and social dynamics, explains, "Our research consistently shows that authentic aging is viewed more positively than obvious attempts to conceal age. Natural white hair signals confidence and self-acceptance, which others find compelling and attractive. Dickey, in a fascinating experiment, Leonard, a 72-year-old widower from Phoenix, agreed to be photographed both with his dyed brown hair and after allowing his natural white to grow in. The photos were shown to different focus groups who were asked to rate various personality attributes based solely on appearance. "I was shocked by the results," Leonard admits. "The white-haired version of me was rated significantly higher on characteristics like wisdom, success, reliability, and even attractiveness. It completely contradicted what I had believed for years." After seeing the results, Leonard embraced his natural white hair and reported more positive social interactions and even success with dating that had eluded him previously. Start enhancing your distinguished appearance today with these steps. First, if you've been dyeing your hair, consider a professional consultation about the most flattering way to transition to your natural white. Second, update your wardrobe with colors that complement white hair. Jewel tones like sapphire blue, emerald green, and deep purple will make your silver strands look intentional and striking. Third, consider a modern haircut that works with your natural texture. The right style can transform white hair from old to sophisticated instantly. Remember, confidence in your authentic self is the most attractive quality you can possess at any age. Haven't you noticed how striking and distinguished people with beautiful white hair appear? Isn't it time you claimed that same natural authority and authenticity for yourself? The evidence is overwhelming, and the choice is clear. The chemicals in hair dye are stealing years from your life while providing nothing but a temporary disguise. By embracing your natural white hair, you're not just making a beauty choice, you're making a profound health decision that could add up to 12 precious years to your life. You're reducing toxic chemical exposure, decreasing chronic inflammation, balancing your hormones, lowering stress levels, supporting your body's natural protective mechanisms, improving essential biomarkers, and projecting an image of authentic confidence that others find deeply attractive. What could be more valuable than that? You've earned every single one of those white hairs through a lifetime of experience, wisdom, and survival. Wear them proudly as the crown they truly are. Your health, longevity, and authentic self-expression depend on it. If you've been shocked by this information, please hit the like button right now and share this video with someone you love who still dyes their hair. You might literally save their life. Leave a comment below telling us if you've already embraced your natural white hair or if you're planning to make the switch after watching this video. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive more life-changing health information that most doctors won't tell you about.